You know, have you ever walked into a funeral home when someone's passed?
Yes.
And so you don't just have people crying, you have people laughing, you have people telling stories, you have people that sometimes are angry about a situation because however the death occurred. There's a mix of emotions, and we all deal with a mix of those emotions, and it can be at any given time. And there's no time frame on our grief. So it doesn't stop just because.
Yeah, I've heard people say, oh, you've been upset for a week now, get over it. You know, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I guess my time is up with being upset now.
Yeah, get over it, just let it go.
Yeah.
And so can we just let it go? Is it easy to do? Maybe we don't really let it go, but we just don't talk about it any longer. And that's the mess
and
that
that's
I'm talking
when
about.
you bottle it up inside of you.
Yeah.
Well, you had mentioned earlier that, you know, for people it is healthy, support groups are good.
Yes.
To get involved in, but also with you and your work, you're not just static in one office. You actually go around and lecture to groups about grief as well as other things. Talk to us a little bit about that.
We do. We have a program. It's a 12-week wellness program. It's called Spirit. And we now took our wellness program, we call it Wellness on Wheels, to other offices. So we're working out of satellite offices and trying to obtain more offices to work from so that we're covering all areas of Maryland. Right now we have our main office in Frederick, we've had for some time, and that's on 12.5 acres, and that's where we do a lot of our training. And then we have an office in Winfield. We also have one in Kensington, Maryland. And then we plan on growing those offices. We'd like to have 10 to 12 offices by the end of '09.
Okay. And how do people get in touch with you if they're interested in either being trained or just taking part in some of the courses that you offer, or having you come to their office and talk to people? How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, we do, and I didn't mention this, retreats for offices. We go into professional offices as well as weekend workshops, and we have some workshops coming up. We actually have a series that's in January, February, and March. And there's a theme to each one of those, and there's going to be other speakers other than myself as well, and that'll be at our main office. But they can get on our website, and that's at www.naturalsoulutions, and it's spelled SOULUTIONS.com. They can call our main office at 301-865-8471, and we have an 800 number, and it's 1-877-SOULUTIONS as well. So any way or they can contact us. If they go on the website, it says contact the office, and they can join our email, and we actually send out notifications of any area we're going to be in and what our talks are going to be about. But we had a lot of people that were with us during the holidays because we started our new teleclasses. So you don't actually have to be at a location any longer.
Now that's interesting.
We had so many clients coming to us saying, you know, I really wish you could help my brother or my mother or my father, and they were in different states. So launching January 1st, which we did when we did Coping with Grief during the holidays, we launched our first teleclass. So these teleclasses sometimes will be just by phone. They will be given a special code, or they can actually be on their computer and be on the webinar part where they can actually see our screen. So they have a couple of ways that they can actually participate in classes without actually leaving their home.
And that's good for people that may be a little shy and or don't want to actually be in a group of people. How large are your groups, or does it matter?
No, if we're doing a talk, which we did at the holidays, Coping with Grief during the holidays, they can be from anywhere from 5 people to 50 people. But when we're actually doing the classes, we're hoping people will join to help them deal with their grief relief. We actually have them by teleclass now. There'll never be more than 15 people in a group. We typically have them around 10 to 12.
Okay.
And those groups, it really just, however it works out, we run the group regardless of how many are in that the group, and it is about building trust, because a lot of our grief is about loss of trust. And so we want people to trust, and by being in a group, you're able to earn that trust again. Now I know people are kind of shy, and they've started the group, and there's a fear, but they've actually learned that's part of the process, is to be able to trust again. Whether it's with myself as the facilitator or with the other people in the group. So having the group as a teleclass, I think, will open up a lot of doors for people who weren't just quite ready. But I have attended teleclasses myself. I've even attended classes that were as long as 6 months, and they're just really unique, and you still get that special bond with people.
Now, we're just about out of time, unfortunately, but I wanted to, before we go, for 2009, for people that maybe are feeling a little down, because you pointed out we've got the economy, we've got many, many changes happening all around us, what are some tips, just basic tips, that we all can do to cope with change and what's going on?
I really think one of the most important things we teach in our program is staying in the present moment. Because if people are caught up in worry and they're caught up in negativity, then that's going to be constant, where they're really not living each moment. So in this present moment that we're in right now, there's nothing to worry about. So if I'm thinking about my future or I'm thinking about the past, most time when people are thinking from in the past or in the future, they're usually in regrets or they're in worry. So we want them to stay in the moment.
True. Yeah.
Yes. Want them to focus on themselves. So the more you focus on yourself, the better you feel. Really try to filter yourself from negativity. I tell people not to constantly watch reruns of the same newscast program over and over again. It actually,
with the death and the destruction and I understand. It's hard to wake up in the morning and you actually feel good, but then you see that someone has murdered these people and the Dow is down, and you know they're raising the taxes on your home. You know, I mean, it is hard a lot to deal with.
It becomes
then you don't feel so happy anymore.
No, it's 24 hours of negativity coming in. So you hear it when you get to work, and you hear it when someone calls you on the phone, and so really surrounding yourself with positive people, places, and things. And part of that sometimes is actually keeping yourself in, being comfortable with yourself. Being comfortable with your own company, meaning take that time that you need to have just a quiet space. Pick a good book, pick something, even if they're little short stories. I meet people that say, I just don't like to read, or I can't comprehend. Well, that's why we would like to start them in baby steps. So it might be that you just get something that's inspirational, that keeps your mood in a good place. It's your thoughts. I tell people to guard their thoughts as they would a soldier guarding, their post. Because what you put in, what you feed yourself, is what you get out. And so it's what you give out as well. So it's important that you keep yourself in that good place and really, really just focus on your health and yourself. And that means not just in the new year. So start this new year that way, but then make it a habit. And the more you do it, the more it becomes habitual, and the more changes we make. So that's what I think is most important, is really just, helping yourself. And then you have more to give others.
Well, Sharon, thank you so much for spending this time with us. I certainly appreciate it. Right here and now in the moment, I feel very, centered and grounded.
Thank you for having me.
And again, you can look at the website and everything, and you can get in touch with Sharon through that. Well, that wraps up today's show. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you back here again on BaltiMORE to Offer.